Hello Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Sag, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Sag, let's get started. What's the overall energy for this connection? So we do have true love. Typically when I get this card, it kind of reminds me of like the King and the Queen of Cups in tarot. So you could be connecting with a water sign strongly, so a Cancer, Scorpio, maybe even a Pisces. But the bottom of the deck, we do have new love, and then we also have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So for some of you, it looks like you're either currently connecting with someone new or you're going to find yourself connecting with someone new. Now, this is going to be somebody who's very different from what you're accustomed to dealing with, but in a really, really good way, not in a bad way. So if you're used to encountering people that are not looking for anything serious or don't want anything serious, or they just simply don't even know what it is that they want, well, you're dealing with somebody who's like the complete opposite of that. With true love coming out here, like I said, it's very similar to the King and the Queen of Cups in tarot. And the King and the Queen of Cups are attached to the Ten of Cups in tarot. So this definitely has the potential to grow into something very, very serious here between you and this new person that you find yourself connecting with or will find yourself connecting with very soon. You're going to find yourself falling for them. They're going to find themselves falling for you. More of the story. But let's get started. We're going to focus on you first and we'll jump over to your person. So far, everything's looking really, really good. But yeah, let's focus on you first and we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. Okay. How does Sagittarius currently view this relationship? All right, Sag. So we do have the Ace of Swords. We also have the Hierophant, and then we also have the Nine of Swords out here. You could be dealing with a Gemini, possibly a Taurus, maybe even an Aquarius or a Libra. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, this person that you find yourself currently connecting with or will be connecting with, I do see you trying your hardest to really figure out this person's intentions towards you and whether or not they mean well and whether or not this is somebody that you should be taking seriously or not. You know, it's interesting because even though we have yet to look into this person's energy, I feel like this person's making it yeah, I feel like this person's making it like abundantly clear to you, Sag, that they do want something serious with you. I think that you could just kind of tell just based off of, you know, their words matching up with their actions, things of that nature. So as to why you're even questioning this person's intentions towards you, I don't know. That's very, very interesting because I feel like this person's making their intentions towards you like abundantly clear. I just kind of see you questioning it still. Like even though this person's doing all the right things, saying all the right things and showing you that they're really, really serious about you, you're still kind of questioning, you know, their intentions towards you and whether or not they mean well and whether or not this is somebody that you should trust and or take seriously. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship? Oof, well, that's nice. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we also have the Strength card to the Knight of Swords. This person looks at you like you're a Queen of Pentacles, like energy, which is a really, really good thing. That's kind of telling me that this person does view you in a very beautiful lighting. They look at you as somebody who's very career-oriented, somebody who's responsible, somebody who has a lot going for themselves, somebody who has a lot of respect for themselves, somebody who's very big on commitment, loyalty, all of that good stuff. For those of you who don't know this, when a person looks at you like you're a Queen of Pentacles, like energy, or even like a King of Pentacles, like energy, they basically view you as somebody who's perfect for them because a King as well as a Queen of Pentacles, these two core cards, you know, is considered to be the perfect partner card. So they're basically more of the story looking at you like you're basically perfect for them. You possess everything that this person truly wants and desires. Now, I do want to look at this Knight of Swords Strength card like energy that they're showing up here with. I feel like this person's very determined, I would say, to have their way with you. And they feel pretty confident that they could pull it off. I am getting that. Tell me more about the... Interesting. Tell me more about the Knight of Swords. Yeah. To the Strength card. You know, this person's walking into your life with a boatload of confidence. Again, it's the energy of them being like very determined to like have their way with you and get what it is that they want, you know, out of you and this connection that they share with you, which is just simply like a happily ever after, nothing more, nothing less, right? But with the Eight of Cups to the Three of Wands, Ten of Swords coming out here. I don't feel like it's going to be a walk in the park for this person to like manifest and create this happily ever after that they want with you into fruition. I just kind of see this person facing a lot of challenges along the way for whatever reason. Like as this person's trying to build and establish a relationship that they want with you, it's like they're constantly being faced with obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle is basically what I'm getting. For whatever reason is for whatever reason. And I think we're going to obviously find out a little bit more once we start looking into you a little bit more, as well as them a little bit more. But let's jump back over to you. How does Sagittarius currently feel? Okay, so we have the Fool, we have the Eight of Wands, and then we also have the Six of Cups. So that's kind of telling me that you definitely find yourself falling for this individual that you currently find yourself connecting with. You feel, you know, very whole and very complete with this person. So you're definitely falling for them, and you're falling for them at a very rapid pace with the Eight of Wands coming out here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Seven of Swords. We do have the Ten of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I think it's safe to say, that you don't fully trust the situation entirely. I think it's safe to say that. And I think that the main reason why you don't trust the situation entirely is because things are unfolding a little too nicely here between the two of you. This person's a little too perfect is basically what I'm getting. They say all the right things. They do all the right things. They show up in the ways you need them to show up. And you just can't help but to feel like this is like a too good to be true type of situation, which causes you to question the connection and everything when it comes down to this particular person that you find yourself currently connecting with. Don't get me wrong. I think that you really do like this person. I think that you're falling for them at a rapid pace. And I also think this is somebody that you can totally see yourself building and establishing a life with. That ain't the problem. The problem is that things between the two of you are unfolding a little too nicely to the point where you can't help but to think like, I don't know, like this kind of looks a little too good to be true. You know, things like that. All right, let's look at this person. How does this person currently feel about this relationship? We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay. And then we also have the Star out here. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Swords. So, you know, these cards that are coming out here for this person, this to me kind of feels like a heads up fair warning from Spirit to them in reference to you, if I'm being totally honest, okay? Yeah, if I'm being totally honest here, I just, for whatever reason, this person's going to face so many challenges, man, when it comes down to building and establishing the relationship that they want with you. I'm basically breaking down an energy that they're going to find themselves experiencing in the future throughout the course of their involvement with you. So that way I'm not losing anybody, because there's nothing that you're doing on your end that's making things challenging and difficult for them when it comes down to building and establishing the relationship that they want with you, which is kind of making me feel like the only reason why these cards are even coming out here for this person is because Spirit's trying to warn them in advance about what they're going to find themselves going through within this dynamic that they share with you in reference to you, is basically what I'm getting. So let's talk about the challenges that this person's going to find themselves essentially facing within their relationship with you that they're currently not consciously aware of whatsoever. Okay. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it. This person is going to find themselves becoming like the gorilla glue to this relationship. They're going to find themselves, you know, constantly fighting to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat, primarily because you're going to fall into this energy of constantly looking for reasons to run in the opposite direction of this relationship, primarily because you believe that the relationship as well as this person is a too good to be true type of situation, and you're very determined to basically prove all of that to yourself. So you're going to do your digging, you're going to do your research, and you're going to try to find whatever it is that you can find to justify why you think they're too good to be true and why the relationship between the two of you is too good to be true, is what I'm basically gathering. So they're going to constantly find themselves fighting to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat. With the Five of Swords coming out here, this person is going to find themselves experiencing you not necessarily fully trusting them and their intentions towards you, okay? I am definitely getting that. Not only that, I'm also getting too that this person's gonna, it's a laundry list of things. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a laundry list of things that this person's gonna find themselves facing within this dynamic that they share with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I've already named like a few things, but I'm also getting that you're gonna find yourself from time to time thinking that this person's doing something behind your back, like betraying you or deceiving you in some way, shape, or form. I see them also having to essentially deal with that as well. This relationship is going to unfortunately become very, very unstable, not because of them or anything like that. It has more to do with the fact that you're a firm believer that this person is too good to be true and your relationship with them is too good to be true. Therefore, you don't fully trust the situation. That's why it's going to be very unstable between the two of you, is basically what I'm getting. The two of you might even break up, once, maybe twice, maybe even 3 times. I am definitely getting that as well. There's going to come a point in time where this person's going to find themselves questioning God as to why they sent such a perfect person like you into their life and it not work out in the end, between the two of you, which is kind of making me feel like you guys will definitely break up at some point in time. And the primary reason why you guys are going to break up is because you're going to continue to believe, what you currently believe now, which is they're too good to be true. And that's just that. And, it's going to cause the two of you to unfortunately, break up. I don't see them ending the relationship. I actually see you being the one to basically end the relationship. And that's what's going to cause them to fall into this energy of like questioning, like, God, the universe, whoever it is that they believe in, why would you send me such a perfect person into my life and it not work out? This doesn't make no fucking sense. Like, why would you do this to me? You know what I mean? It's like this person's it's like this person's going to find themselves essentially feeling like the universe is just playing like an evil trick on them, is basically what I'm getting, by sending you into their life and then them turning around and instantly falling for you, and then them, facing all the problems that they're facing with you, and then it not, working out in the sense where the two of you end up breaking up and now they're questioning absolutely everything under the sun. Is basically what I'm gathering. Okay. There's going to come a point in time where this person's going to start to find themselves essentially feeling like Great. This card fell to the ground. 1 second. What was this? We have the Tower. I'm not going to take it. There's going to come a point in time where this person's going to find themselves thinking, believing, and feeling like you're purposely like trying to go out your way to like look for things to end the relationship because you don't really want to be with them. It's not that you don't really want to be with them, because you do. I just don't think that you trust the situation. You know what I mean? All right. What actions will Sag take towards this person or moving forward? We have the 10 of Wands, so 7 of Swords, and then we also, okay, we got the Chariot. True pair situation, by the way, between you and this person. The person that's in the Strength card is the Empress. The person that sits in the Chariot is the Emperor, making it a true pair situation here between you and this person. I mean, okay. All right. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, Saggy, it's like you're very determined to get down to the bottom of the truth when it comes down to this particular person. Again, it's the energy of, I just think this person's too good to be true. I think that this relationship is a little too good to be true. So with that being said, I'm going to do my digging, I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to try to find something. I'm going to try to find something because this person has to be too good to be true. Like, there's just no way that that's not the case. So I'm going to get down to the bottom of the truth here. And the fact that you're showing up with the 10 of Wands, if I'm being honest with you, you're going to find yourself caught up in this vicious cycle of constantly looking for something to justify why you feel the way that you feel, why you think what you think, why you believe what you believe. And I feel like you're going to come out like empty-handed. And the primary reason why you're going to come out like empty-handed and you're not going to really have anything to justify why you feel the way that you feel, think what you think, believe what you believe, is because this individual doesn't have anything to hide. If you were dealing, for example, with like a feminine energy, for perfect example, which you're not, by the way, because this person harnesses masculine energy. If you were dealing with a masculine energy, that's like a totally different story because, I'm sorry. Yeah. If you're dealing with a masculine energy compared to like a feminine energy, that's like a completely and utterly different story because feminine energies, one thing that I've learned throughout the years of doing tarot is that feminine energies are almost a little too good at hiding things to the point where it's kind of fucking scary. Masculine energies, on the other hand, like they'll attempt to hide something, but it always ends up coming out to light, and primarily because they suck at hiding things. You know, they're just known for not being able to basically hide anything. Or that well anyways, as I should say, because it's not that they're incapable of hiding things, because they are very much so capable, but when it comes down to like making sure nobody ever fucking finds out, yeah, that's just, unfortunately for the masculine energies out there, it's just remotely impossible for them to pull something like that off. They just suck at hiding things. It just is what it is. They just, I don't know, they just suck at hiding things, you know. But what actions will this person take? Damn, you guys are showing up as a true pair 2 times. We have the 2 of Swords. We have the Devil. And then we also have the King of Pentacles. Another true pair situation here between you and this person. We got the Hierophant to the High Priestess. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is me talking out in advance here, okay? When I'm looking at this person and their energy, this is like Spirit's way of trying to warn them in advance about what they're going to go through within this dynamic that they share with you. We already know the reasons why, and it's gonna start very, very soon from the looks of it. Even though things might be unfolding very peachy between you and this person as of right now, it kind of looks like the only freaking thunderstorm is about to, you know, hover upon this relationship, is basically what I'm gathering, because this is where it starts right here with the 7 of Swords to the 10 of Wands to the Chariot. This whole, I'm very determined to get down to the bottom of the truth when it comes down to this person, because I just think that they're too good, you know, too good to be true. Therefore, they must be too good to be true. And that's when this vicious cycle is going to start between the two of you. And that's when they're going to find themselves going through what I already basically said they were going to go through in regards to their relationship with you. Not all of this is going to hit this individual at once. It's going to start off with one thing, and that one thing is going to lead to something else, and that other thing is going to lead to something else, and that other thing is going to lead to something else. Like, that's how it's going to basically play out. I don't see you hitting them with all of this that I basically mentioned all at once. It's just going to gradually increase over time is basically what I'm getting. So, you know, then there's that. But again, this is just Spirit kind of letting them know in advance, like, look, like, this is what you're going to find yourself going through with Sag, so that way you know in advance. Okay, let's talk about this part, because this is kind of where it gets a little heavy, right? Here's the thing. And you're not going to obviously believe me when I say this. You're probably not even going to agree with me when I say this, and that's okay. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, this belief that you have of this person, it is very, very strong. When somebody believes something, you know, it's kind of hard to get that person to not believe what they firmly believe, right? But this whole you constantly thinking that this individual is, you know, out to get you, like, over time, right? It's going to start to become a whole lot for this person to essentially handle. But giving up on you in this dynamic that the two of you share with one another is just simply not an option in their mind. Your person harnesses King of Pentacles energy and Emperor energy. So that's kind of telling me, through the good and the bad, this person's going to basically stick by your side, which is something that I really, really do love. Now, that's not what I'm concerned about. What I am concerned about is this energy right here that I'm basically seeing. I see this person going above and beyond to gain your trust. I see this person going above and beyond to keep this dynamic between the two of you, you know, intact and afloat. I see this person going above and beyond, you know, to prove to you that they love you, that they care about you, etc., etc., etc. I'm just kind of worried. I'm just kind of worried that there might come a day where you might decide, after, I don't know, after 3 years of dating this person, 5 years of dating, you know, this person, you reach this point within your relationship with this person where you find yourself essentially feeling like, you know what, I just can't do this anymore. I personally don't trust them. Granted, no, I don't have a reason to, you know, not trust this person, but you know what? It is what it is. I just don't trust them. I can't shake this feeling. I got to get up and go. That is what I'm very, very concerned about. And here's why. Because there's a huge possibility that that day might come, and it might happen 3 years from now or 5 years from now. But if in the event you were to ever get up and walk away from this person, I don't think that this person's going to take it so damn lightly. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't think that this person's going to take it so damn lightly. And through their perspective, I kind of understand why they wouldn't take this shit so lightly. You know what I mean? Because here you have a person that is sacrificing everything to be with you, trying to prove to you that they love you, prove to you that they're loyal to you, prove to you that, you know, they mean well, and doing whatever it is that they can, man, to just keep you in their life, for you to get up and walk away from them in the end. Like, yeah, no, I don't think that that's going to sit well with this human being. Now, here's what I will say. I just think that, God, I'm trying to like tell you what I'm kind of sensing and feeling, but it's like, it's a lot. It's a heavy one, man. I just think that the day that you do decide to leave them, it is in your best interest, especially if you guys go off and get a place together, whatever have you. I think that it is in your best interest that you have people there, you know, with you, or you leave when this person is nowhere around. Because if in the event that day ever does come, this is that type of person that's going to see red. Like, all yeah, this is this is that type of person that's going to turn around, just simply see red, and just simply black out. You know what I mean? They're not at that point. If they lose you, you gotta understand, if this person loses you, they feel like, you know, at that point, you know what I mean, they're gonna find themselves feeling like they don't have anything else to essentially, you know, lose. And that could prompt this person, you know, to get very like aggressive with you, like put their hands on you, you know, things of that nature. And that's why I'm saying that if in the event that day ever does come and you decide, you know what, I just can't be with this person anymore, granted, I don't have a reason to not trust them, I just simply don't. I just personally don't think that you should, you know, for example, if y'all end up getting a place together, I don't think that you should just pack up all your stuff right in front of this individual and just walk out of their life and there's just nobody there with you, because it could prompt this person to turn around and see red and just simply black out and get very aggressive with you, possibly go as far as to essentially put their hands on you, you know, things of that nature. Because again, you know, not justifying anything, but you know, as far as where the anger and rage comes from, in a way, like, you know, I understand. Now, I don't agree with, you know, them going as far as to put their hands on you or anything like that, even though I am definitely getting that that is a very strong possibility that that could unfortunately occur here. God forbid it never happens, but I'm just going based off of what I'm seeing here, Sag. There's a very, 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 very strong possibility that that more than likely is going to happen. If you decide to get up and walk away from this person after they sacrifice everything for you, try to gain your trust, try to do this, try to do that, and you still don't trust them, you got to understand, from their perspective, they're gonna find themselves thinking you never wanted to be with them this whole entire time. Even though that's where the big ass fucking misunderstanding lies. Because I could tell you want to be with this person. It's not that you don't want to be with them, it's just there's just this overwhelming feeling of you essentially feeling like you just can't trust them. Even though you don't have any sort of concrete evidence to not trust them, you just feel like you can't trust them. You know what I mean? And it's like there's a big possibility that freaking 3 years from now or 5 years from now, you might decide, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I just don't trust you. Like, I don't have a reason not to, but I just fucking don't. You know what I mean? And if that day ever comes and you decide to do this to them, they're going to see red. They're going to see red, because if this person loses you, they feel like they don't have anything else to lose. You know what I mean? They don't have anything else to lose. You know, and that could prompt this person to make a very, very poor decision. Like, put their hands on you. I don't know, take a bat to your car. You know what I mean? Like, it could influence this person to do something you know, bad in that regards. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If you do get to this point where you don't want to be with them, that's fine. It's your life. Do whatever you want with it. But I just don't recommend that you leave this person and you're in a house by yourself with them or in an apartment by yourself with them. I think that you should definitely have people around, or you should just leave when, I don't know, this person's at work or across the fucking country or something. And if you do leave this individual, I think that you should make it your priority to make sure this person doesn't have any sort of access to you, and they don't necessarily know, you know, where you live, things of that nature. And the primary reason why I'm saying all of this is because I personally, I don't like the energy that this person's harnessing. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of it. I think that if this person were to ever lose you and you were to ever get up and walk away, they would lose their fucking mind. You know, and all common sense will go out the fucking door and they would just simply see red and just, you know, black out. And that's my concern when it comes down to you reaching this point 3 years from now or 5 years from now. You don't want to be with them anymore. Okay. Let's see. What else? Can you, like, please? Thank you. Jeez. We got the Knight of Wands, the Judgment card, to the Page of Swords. We got the Ten of Swords. We got the Three of Wands. We also have the Five of Pentacles. And this person showed up as a King of Cups, and you're showing up as a Queen of Cups. I feel like that day more than likely is going to come, like 3 years from now, 5 years from now, where you're just like, you know what? I don't even want to be with this person anymore. This is fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't want to continue to live my life this way, being with somebody I don't trust. I don't like it. And I get it, you know, being in a relationship with someone that you don't necessarily trust, you know, I'm sure it's very challenging. Sorry, my light just freaked out on me. I don't know what the hell happened. But as I was saying, I'm pretty sure it can be very difficult and very challenging. I think that if you do walk away from this, you need to do it in the right way. You know what I mean? Like, do it when this person's at work or something, or do it when this person's like on a fucking vacation somewhere, or do it, you know, with people around, you know, around you. And just make sure that this person doesn't have, you know, access, you know, to you, and they don't necessarily know, you know, where you live. And what else? As far as social media is concerned, I really wouldn't post, like, you know, pictures of, like, you know, where you live on social media, or even like pictures of like the area that you essentially live in. You know what I mean? I just honestly wouldn't do that. If your relationship with this individual gets so bad to the point where you do have to go off and like place a restraining order upon this person, I highly recommend that as well. I'm personally not a fan of the energy that they're harnessing. And I hate to say this, but I'm not gonna lie, when it comes down to what I'm seeing, I feel like this, I don't know. I feel like this person would get very, very like aggressive, you know, like with you. Like they would go as far as to, like, you know, put their hands on you, take a bat to your vehicle or some shit like that. Like, all common sense is going to go out the door, because you have to understand, like, this person, how do I explain them? You know how there's like certain people, sorry, in this life that, okay, I've been talking so much Spanish as of lately that I feel like in my freaking readings, I've been slipping up a whole lot. My apologies. Jesus. Okay. So what I was going to say was, is that there's certain people in this life that have a lot to lose, and there's certain people in this life who don't have anything to lose. I feel like prior to this person getting involved with you, they didn't really have anything to basically lose. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really have anything to lose. But now that this person is essentially with you and they've invested their all into you and yada, 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 yada. You know what I mean? Like, now this person feels like they have a lot to lose. So in losing you, they feel like they lose every fucking thing. You know what I mean? And once they lose you, they're left with fucking nothing. Just like they were left with nothing before they met you. They're going to find themselves feeling that exact same way, that they're left with fucking nothing. There's no meaning in their life. There's no fucking purpose in their life. And that's how this person felt prior to meeting you. They felt like they were living a life that was just meaningless, and it wasn't full of, like, you know, purpose. Like, they didn't have anything to fucking look forward to. And when you walked into this person's life, you gave this person so much meaning, so much purpose, something to look forward to, something to live for, something to strive towards. You know what I mean? And it's like, if they lose you, they lose every fucking thing. They lose every fucking thing, you know what I mean? And they're gonna be left with fucking nothing, you know what I mean? And the reaction is what I'm concerned about. It's the reaction to losing every fucking thing that they tried so hard to keep intact and a fucking float, you know what I mean? And you gotta understand, and through their perspective, when you get up and walk away from this person, and it's not because they cheated on you, it's not because you caught them flirting with another chick or another dude, it's just solely because, well, you just don't trust them. You don't have a reason not to, but you just don't trust them. And I'm not knocking you for it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're a grown man, you're a grown woman, you live your life the way that you see fit. If you can't find it in your heart, in your soul, in your mind to trust this individual, then you just can't. You just can't. And who can argue with you on that? Nobody can knock you for that. You know what I mean? That doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person, but I just kind of feel like they're going to internalize it in the wrong fucking way. That's like, and I think that that's why the whole them seeing red is going to occur. You know, them blacking out is going to occur. Them possibly getting aggressive with you. God forbid it never fucking happens. Or them taking a whole bat to your vehicle. God forbid it never, you know, it never happens. But because they're going to internalize all of this. Like, you just sat up here. You just sat up here and made them do all of this. All of this. You know, just to keep you in their life, just so that way you can get up and walk away from them. They're gonna think back on everything that they've sacrificed for you, everything that they've done to try to gain your trust, everything that you know, they've went through with you, and try to keep, you know, this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat. Because believe it or not, your trust issues are going to affect this person greatly. You know what I mean? It's going to affect this individual greatly. There's, you know, going to be moments where this person's going to be under a lot of stress. There's going to be moments where this person's going to find themselves losing their mind. They might even develop PTSD. They might, you know, start experiencing anxiety, panic attacks, you know, things of that nature. Because in all actuality, I don't know if you've ever dealt with somebody with trust issues before, but dealing with somebody with trust issues is no walk in the park. It is. It's hard to manage, it's hard to deal with, and it can totally take a massive toll, you know, on the person who's dealing with the person with the trust issues, just like it takes a massive toll on the person with the trust issues. You know, both parties are being affected, just in different ways. So, you know, the whole them seeing red, blacking out, possibly taking a bat to your vehicle, God forbid it never happens, you know what I mean? It would be stemming from a place of, damn, I did all of this shit for Sag. You know, I sacrificed this, I sacrificed that, I did this, I did that, just to keep them in my life, and now they're walking out of it. You know what I mean? It's like, they're not going to take it well. They're not going to take it well. They're not going to take it well. And it sucks, right? Because I feel like this is everything that you ever wanted. I feel like this is everything that you ever prayed for, honestly. And it's just like, and you just don't trust it. And that's the part that fucking sucks the most, is that you just don't trust it, man. You just don't trust it. And it's like, even me telling you, like, yo, you know, it looks like you have a really good man in your life, it looks like you have a really good woman in your life, like, come on, like, you know what I mean? You're just like, I don't trust it, I don't trust it, you know what I mean? You just don't trust it. You just don't trust it. And I'm not knocking you for it, you know what I mean? It's not your fault that you don't trust this person. It's not your fault that you continue to find yourself, you know, experiencing this overwhelming feeling of, I just don't trust them. I just feel like there's more to them that I don't know. Like, yeah. I just think that that's just something that, you just need to kind of take with you, if in the event you ever do decide to leave this person. I think that, yeah, I think that you should definitely, do what, you know, I told you. But anyways, we have the Page of Pentacles, we got the Four of Wands, we got the Page of Wands, and then we also have the Hangman. This relationship, man, between the two of you, it's damn near close to fucking perfection. It's kind of wild because, you know, I feel like you bring out the best in them. I feel like they bring out the best in you. I think that y'all are so fucking compatible to one another. It just sucks that you don't trust the situation. You know, it just sucks, man. It just sucks. You guys are so freaking perfect for one another. Like, this relationship, like, if I had to put a percentage on how close to fucking perfection this relationship is, I would say hands down 90, there's like 95%. 95% for sure. Like, and the 5% is just what makes the relationship not so good, has a lot to do with you essentially feeling like you just can't trust them or the situation, you know? And all the problems that come with it because of it. You know what I mean? That's the only shitty part of this relationship. I don't see y'all having any other issues. I don't see you guys having money issues. I don't see you guys having any freaking other issues but that and that alone. Can you imagine? You know, if y'all didn't have that issue, you guys would have a perfect fucking relationship, man. A perfect relationship. You know, a perfect relationship. Obviously, Sag, obviously, you know, you could. That's the thing, is that I think that you believe that it's this person. There's just something about this person that you don't necessarily trust. But I don't feel like it's the person. You know what I mean? I don't feel like it's the person. I think that there's something, and don't be mad at me when I say this. I'm just being real. You know what I mean? I'm honest with you. I think that this has a lot to do with like something else, Sag. I don't think that this has anything to do with this person. I think that this has something to do with something else, like something that you've been through maybe. That's a possibility. It could have a lot to do with something that you've been through, and you're kind of thinking, they're going to turn around and do me the same way everybody else has done me. There's a possibility, and I'm not judging you if this is the case, but if you are somebody who has hurt a lot of people in your past and has deceived a lot of people in your past and played a lot of people in your past and let a lot of people all in your past, there's a possibility that you could very well be, you know, just experiencing, you know, an energy where you're being haunted by your old self, and you think that they're going to turn around and do you like you've done other people. You see what I mean? I think that this has a lot to do with just either you and things you've personally done, or things that people have put you through, or maybe even things that you've witnessed, you know what I mean? Or maybe things that you've essentially witnessed. It could, and this part is not going to resonate for everybody. It could have a lot to do with your line of work. Like, especially if you're like, for example, like a police officer. You know, unfortunately, because police officers come into contact with the only freaking evil in this world, you know what I mean? It causes them to have trust issues. It causes them to be very suspicious of people, you know what I mean? Making it hard for them to develop, you know, close and intimate relationship. Not all police officers obviously deal with this, you know, issue, but the ones that I've personally met and spoke to and things like that and developed, you know, friendships with, that's just kind of what they go through, you know what I mean? And it is because of their line of work. It is the things that they're exposed to. It is the things that they essentially witnessed. You know, they you know, have firsthand experience when it comes down to, you know, a lot of things that we are not exposed to, you know what I mean? And it's just the evil people that live in this fucking world, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think that I would definitely be suspicious of people too, you know. I think I would have a hard time trusting people too, you know. So it could have a lot to do with your line of work, if that's the line of work that you're essentially in, where, you know, it has caused you to become very suspicious of people and not trust any fucking body. You know what I mean? But I think that this just has a lot to do with you. I do. And I know you don't think so. I know that you think it has everything to do with this person, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't. You know, it truly does not. Like, if it did, I would have just told you straight up, like, yo, get rid of this damn fool. You know what I mean? But it doesn't have anything to do with this person. You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't. If it did, I would have told you. It doesn't have anything to do with them. It has everything to do with you, and maybe the things that you've put people through, or maybe the things people have put you through, possibly your line of work. That's also a possibility too. But this doesn't have anything to do with them. This has everything to do with you, you know. It all kind of boils right back down to you, because even again, fast forwarding to like 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you know what I mean? Like, I do see the relationship potentially coming to an end, not because somebody was unfaithful, not because somebody was fucking flirting with somebody, cheating on, no, like, it was because you did not trust them, and you didn't have a reason not to trust them. You just didn't trust them, and you didn't want to continue to live your life that way, as far as being with somebody that you don't trust, but also not having a reason to not trust them. That's why I saw the relationship between you and this person coming to an end, whether it's 3 years from now or 5 years from now. So, I mean, at some point, Sag, you know, at some point, you know what I mean? You got to admit, maybe it's not this person. Maybe it's not this person. Maybe it's not this person, Sag. Maybe things that you've put people through, or maybe things that people have put you through, or maybe this has a lot to do with your line of work, and it makes it very hard for you to trust people and not be suspicious of people, and, you know, things of that nature. Maybe, you know what I mean? I think that that's like a thought that you should kind of entertain, you know what I mean? Instead of solely, you know, focusing all of your attention and aim at them, as far as like you thinking and believing they're the problem, because I don't believe that this person, you know, I just don't believe that this person's out to get you. I don't believe that this person, you know, is here to waste your time or anything like that. I mean, the only thing that I personally don't like about this person is the response and the reaction towards you leaving them. And I'm not saying you're going to leave this person tomorrow or a week from now. I'm talking about 3 to 5 years from now. I keep getting 3 to 5. I don't know why the hell I keep getting 3 to 5. I don't know why I keep getting those numbers, 3 to 5 years from now. I don't know if 35 is, I don't know, 30. I'm getting 3 to 5 years, and then I'm getting the number 35. The point that I'm making is that I do see you eventually getting to this point where you want to leave the relationship. I just don't like this person's response towards it. I don't like the whole them seeing red. I don't like the whole them blacking out. And then potentially getting aggressive with you, you know, taking it back to your vehicle, you know, things of that. That's what I personally don't freaking like. I understand the anger and the rage. I just don't like the response is basically what I'm getting, you know, because it's not that this person doesn't have a right to be angry and upset, because you got to understand through their perspective, they know that they're being good to you. They know that they're being loyal to you. So for you to get up and leave them based off of, well, I just don't trust you. I just don't think that you're being loyal to me. You know what I mean? And they've sacrificed everything that they sacrifice, and they've done everything that they've done just to keep you in their life, just for you to get up and go. Yeah, that's going to piss this person off. And I get the whole why they would be pissed off. I understand that. I'm not knocking them for that. I don't like the response, though. I don't like the response. I don't like it. I don't trust it. And personally, I don't even want you nowhere fucking near it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you do leave this person, do what I tell you. You know, leave this person when they're across the fucking country or something, or on vacation somewhere, or at work. Or just make sure that you have a lot of people around you, you know what I mean? And just make sure they don't have access to you, and they don't know where you live. Don't be posting pictures of, you know, where you live and things like that when you do move. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even go as far as to tell a mutual friend that y'all have where you guys live. Or not you guys, but like where you basically live. I wouldn't even go as far as to, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even fucking do that. I wouldn't do that. Because I think that this person is just going to be full of so much anger and rage, and this whole I don't have anything else to lose. That part I don't fucking like either. Because if this is somebody who had something to lose, then they wouldn't really be responding and reacting this way. They would think about it 2, 3, 5 times. You know what I mean? Before they decide to take, like, for example, a bat to your car, because they have a lot to lose. You know what I mean? But they don't have, when they lose you, they don't have anything to fucking lose. They don't have anything to fucking lose. Like, they didn't have anything to lose before, you know, you met them. Now that you've brought so much meaning and purpose and yada, yada, yada into their life, it's like, you gotta understand, for them, you are the best thing that ever fucking happened to them. You are the best thing that ever fucking happened to them. So to lose you and then go back to living a life that's full of nothing, you know what I mean? Nothingness. Like, no. They're not gonna like that. And I get why they wouldn't like that. I just don't like the fucking response. I don't like the response. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.